The NFL draft is over, and the Detroit Lions made a lot of selections. In this video, I'm going to do grades, individual grades, and at the very end of the video, an overall grade of what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have done. Let's begin. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, like I said in the intro, we're going to do grades, and we're going to specifically go for each player, break them down, how they did for that specific round via value, and at the end, we'll do an overall grade. Before we get in this video, if you're not a subscriber, smash that subscribe button. It's free to do so. Let's get to 14,000 subscribers, and also hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more chance the video gets out. And let's get to 250 likes in this video. When it comes to the selections, they started with the 7th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, and they got Penei Sewell, the outstanding #1 offensive lineman on the board, to really solidify this offensive line. I absolutely loved this pick. He is a Dan Campbell type of guy, very gritty, very humble, hardworking, and he's going to do everything he can to protect Jared Goff and open up the holes for the running game. And then the second round at 41, we got Levi OnWuzurike, the defensive tackle out of Washington. This guy is considered one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL draft. It was between him and Christian Barmore. He was a guy who is known to be able to penetrate the offensive line and take out the quarterback via interior. He's also very good at the stopping the run concepts, as well as he is one outspoken and fun guy to listen to. And then in the third round, we decided to double up on defensive tackle and take Alim McNeill out of North Carolina State. He's a bigger defensive tackle, and he's primarily going to be able to stop the run and solidify the defensive line as a whole. We got young there, and he is a guy I do believe is going to help out the Lions, make sure the middle of the field that we don't see the likes of Cooks cooking us up in 2022. Then we got Afutu Malifonwu, the cornerback out of Syracuse, in round 3 at 101. This guy is a very big corner, and he's going to help the young secondary out for the Detroit Lions get bigger and get tougher. Let me know in the comment section, folks, do you approve of this NFL draft? It's simple. Y for yes, and for no. If you really want to get in there, go ahead and grade this draft, A, B, C, D, or F. But I want to hear from you. Are you happy after this thing is over of what the Lions did? Let me know. And then the 4th round at 112, the Lions got Amon-Ra St. the wide receiver out of USC. He fell to the Lions, and he fits exactly what the Lions need and do for this wide receiver core. And then right after that, the Detroit Lions traded up at 113, only giving up a 4th round pick next year and getting a 7th in return. And we got linebacker Derrick Brown out of Purdue, a very physical lunch pail type of guy who's going to help the middle of the field and make sure that the tight ends don't kill us every single game. And with the 7th round draft pick, 257 overall, the Lions decided to go running back with Jefferson out of Oregon State, a very good change of pace running back, and help the Lions continue to build the running core and get the Lions running game going. Let's start with Penei Sewell here. What a great grab for the Lions. He was my #2 player on the board, and he fell to the Lions at 7. Now, it was wondered if the Cincinnati Bengals would take him, possibly to make sure that Joe Burrow was protected, but they decided not to do it, and Penei Sewell fell to the Lions. Now, he is the best offensive lineman in this year's draft, and he's got fantastic feet, and he's extremely young, and he's humble and motivated. This guy grew up poor, living in Samoa there on an island, family, living in a living room, big family, and now he is successful, and he is dedicated to protect Jared Goff and open up the holes. And what I love about this pick is the Lions finally have the offensive line, what we've been craving for many years, a top 5 offensive line, and we're going to do something that we haven't done in many, many years, open up the holes and solidify the running game for Detroit. I'm giving this an A+ grade No doubt about it. This is a home run, slam dunk type of pick for the Lions, and it's going to do wonders, not just for the offense, but for the defense as well, as they continue to do long, sustained drives and run the football. Fantastic job, Brad Holmes, by getting the big guy, Penei Sewell. And in the second round, the Detroit Lions wanted to solidify the other part of the trenches by getting Levi OnWuzurike, the defensive tackle out of Washington. Now, this guy is one character. If you've not listened to his interview with the Detroit Lions, he's dropping F-bombs left and right because he feels like he got passed up and should have been the #1 defensive tackle in the draft. But he fell to the Lions. Christian Barmore went a little bit ahead of him, and the Lions wanted him really bad. Why? Because the Lions' defensive interior was atrocious in 2020. Every running back was getting through, getting 4, 5, 6 yards a carry. And in the fourth quarter, it was just dreadful. It was the fountain going. It was the biggest hurt for the Lions when it comes to the defensive line, and now they made sure that the defensive line, at least the interior, is good to go. And I'm going to give this a B+ grade for the Lions. To me, he was the second defensive tackle, the best one on the board. With that said, Barmore wasn't available, and I love this pick. I love the character. He is a guy that is a Dan Campbell type of guy. Love the pick here, B+. Hit that like button, folks. Why? Because the more likes we get, the more chance this video gets out. Let's get the 250 likes in this video, going against the legacy media, and they tend not to like us. Just look at Carlos Munoz. He hates the Detroit Lions. He hates what they're doing, but we need to get our voice heard, so hit that like button, and let's get this video out. They wanted to make sure that this defensive line was not getting ran over anymore. And so they decided to go ahead in the third round, select defensive tackle out of South Carolina, Alim McNeill. Now, if you don't know who Alim McNeill is, he's a bigger defensive tackle. And for me, he is definitely going to be the individual to help stop this run. Now, he's not the best pass rusher in the world, but that's okay. That's what we got other individuals on their roster. This guy is going to be dedicated to make sure the middle of the field is clogged up big time. We need to have young personnel in the interior, and Alim does just that. He will be alongside Levi, as well as we got Nick Williams, we got John Penisini, and what this core does, it's going to now give chances for Trey Flowers and Romeo Okwara to make plays. So from this standpoint, I absolutely love this pick. I'm going to go ahead and give this a B+ as well. Love what they're doing here upon this defensive line. It's solidified. Now in the late third round, the Detroit Lions decided to make a pick here and get Afutu Melifonwu, the cornerback here, and he's a big guy at 6'2", and he is going to be an individual that doesn't just play cornerback. I think he could be multi-dimensional and play safety as well. And what's good about this guy, he is a Swiss Army knife in the secondary. Not only I think he can play safety, but obviously he can play outside, and I think he could play nickel corner as well, giving Aaron Glenn a player who can be on the field for multiple packages. And that is extremely important for this defense. With the lack of playmakers, we had to get somebody that can be utilized and be on the field fairly quickly for the Lions. And I think Melifonwu can do that and is going to be a good chess piece. When it comes to his grades, I'm going to give this one a B+ as well. I didn't think he'd be there at the end of the third round. I thought he'd get picked up earlier. So when the Lions selected him, I was very shocked, and I was very happy at the same time. It's really important to get this secondary built up right. Now, it's already young. We got Amani Warrior and Jeffrey Okudah. Now throw Melifonwu in there, and this is a building blocks of a secondary that's young, and it's going to be really good going forward in years to come. This was one of my favorite picks in this year's draft, and this was in the fourth round when they got USC wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but that's okay because this guy can get separation. He's good at his route tree, and he is a guy who gets contested catches. And I tell you what, when he is not tackled, he is good to go. He does kind of remind you of a Golden Tate when it comes after the catch. And Dern loved this guy, and so do I. I think he's perfect for what the Lions are trying to do on offense here. Again, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but that's okay because we got Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman who brings that speed. This guy is a guy who's going to get open and get passes from Jared Goff. And we're talking about all over the field, so you're going to see him in all different packages, and I love this concept of what we're doing. A massive value pick. Overall grade here, I'm giving this one an A-, just because he shouldn't have been there, but he is. I love it. Lions needed help at the linebacking core, and my God, they got a good one here in Derrick Browns out of Purdue. This guy is a lunch pail, Dan Campbell, physical. I'm going to come in and work and get the job done. He's not the fastest in the world. He's not the greatest talent in the world. But guess what? He is a guy who's going to get to work. And I think immediately he's going to compete for a starting role just because of the issues we have with the middle of the field. And he's going to be able to stay with the tight ends, and he's going to help out on that run game. And what's another piece to him is he's going to be a very good special teams player. So he's multi-dimensional, and he can play as a starter on both sides of the field and help out. And I think Derrick Browns is another value pick. I mean, they literally traded up to get him, and I'm going to give this an A grade as well. We needed linebacker. We got a value pick there. He's going to play on multiple facets. Good job, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. One of the more interesting picks in this year's draft was the Lions getting the Jermar Jefferson, the running back out of Oregon State. This guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He was not happy he got picked this late in the NFL draft. Literally 3 picks from the end. What type of guy is he? He is a guy who is going to be a good change of pace back for the Lions. We already got his starters in DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. So he's going to be competing for the number 3 spot. What's good about him is he can run up the middle. He can do from sideline as well, but also he can take the ball out of the backfield. And I think if they do a lot of screen passes or short passes, you're going to see Jared Goff utilize his skill set. And when having him on the field, having Jamal Williams on the field and DeAndre Swift on the field, the defense is not going to know if they're going to run the football or pass the football. And that's extremely important for confusing defenses, so he can do it all. Does remind you of a Theo Riddick, and what's good about him as well is he's decent at pass protection. I can't wait to see the camp battle between Jermar Jefferson and Kerryon Johnson. An overall grade here, I'm going to give this a B+. He probably shouldn't have fell that far, maybe around 150 range, and he fell to the 250. So I'm happy that we got him. I'm happy he's going to compete with Kerryon. Let's focus on this running the football and get multi-dimensional players like we did, class. I look at everything here. I look from the first pick all the way to the end. And given how this thing played out, I'm going to give the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell and general manager Brad Holmes an A. I think this is a really good draft class from top to bottom. A lot of value picks. I'd like to trade up. It only cost the Detroit Lions a 4th-round pick next year, and we got a 7th-round pick this year to get Jefferson. So I'm going to give this an A grade. A very good start to this regime. Now we just got to see these players on the field. In the upcoming videos, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel at 6:30 p.m. EST. Now, if you're new to my channel, it's a live interactive show every single Thursday. And if you got questions, the panel and I do have answers. All you got to do is throw it in the comment section, and we answer. We try to answer every single one. So if you want that back and forth, make sure you show up on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. EST. When it comes to overall grade after this draft,